From the Edge Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, it's Alabama Upstarts. Alabama Upstarts. Entrepreneurs, inventors, and startups. This is your chance to meet face-to-face with a real venture capitalist. Today's venture capital judges are one of the leading supporters of emerging entrepreneurs in Alabama and a driving force behind a champion for Alabama's new upstarts, Jim Page. Finance specialist and owner of Robinson's Tax and Accounting Service, Linda Robinson Jordan. A leader in the petroleum industry with his eyes on investing in new ideas, helping young leaders into the mainstream of today's entrepreneurial startup world, Trip Powell. Alabama Upstarts is sponsored by Jeffers. If animals could talk, they would say Jeffers. Jeffers since 1975. Mid-South Bank, the friendliest and most helpful bank in town. Let's meet our first contestant.
This past year, 47% of small businesses reported that they have been hacked. The average cost of those small businesses was $14,000, and that's not factoring in the intangible costs of damage and effects to their reputation, lawsuits that may have arisen, and as well as bankruptcies, because the owners of this small business could not afford that unexpected expense of being hacked. My name is Tyler McGovern. I'm the founder and CEO of Blackbriar Defense Technologies, and I'm here to make a difference to that. I'm asking for $100,000 in exchange for 20% equity in my company so we can get the ball rolling and make this thing bigger and really start solving this problem. Cybercrime is a growing thorn in everybody's side. Whenever you turn on the news, you see a story of a big business getting hacked. You see a city's municipalities getting taken over by ransomware. This problem is not going away, and it's only getting worse. In fact, the FBI recently put out a notice to everyone saying that your data is not secure. Your data, your social security number, can be bought online right now for pennies on the dollar. And this problem is really bad for small businesses too. But there's not enough people to really take care of small businesses. In fact, it's an estimated 1 million man shortage in the United States alone of IT and cybersecurity professionals. That's where Blackbriar comes in. We provide cybersecurity consulting specifically tailored to small businesses. We want to consult with small businesses and really integrate ourselves and figure out which solutions, which array of off-the-shelf hardwares and softwares, which best practices will seamlessly integrate into their business operations. What we want to do is we want our clients to view cybersecurity as an asset, not an expense. With your investment of $100,000, I'll be able to buy some hardware and software that will allow me and my partner to expand our operations and offer more services. I'll also be able to use this money to better market myself, to get face-to-face with my clientele. My clientele are law firms, accounting firms, insurance firms, marketing firms, and with an investment, we might even be able to start helping small medical practices too. We got to get face-to-face with these businesses, we got to raise awareness with them, and we got to let them know just how bad the problem is and that there's a realistic solution that they can implement so they don't have to deal with the hurt. Now remember, don't wait till your computer catches fire, call Blackbriar. Thank y'all so much for your time, I really do appreciate it, it means the world, and I'll be more than happy to take y'all's questions.
Great job.
Thank you.
You've addressed something that I think about every day. It's a concern that I have constantly. I'm trying to picture how I would take my current hardware, software setup, and then how you would come in. Would you just come in, do an assessment of what I have, retool it? Would you come in, try to replace it? Where do you fit in there with, because I think most of us probably have existing programs. Mm-hmm. Where do you fit in from there?
So you got started on my first phase. I just come in and I do an analysis. I figure out what your current security posture is, what systems you have, and I want to offer you multiple solutions as my client. I'm not going to give you one shoe size fits all. You know, we're going to figure out exactly what you need to do depending upon your budget and what you can afford, if you can afford to upgrade your hardware and software, or if we just need to make something work with what you currently got. That's why, you know, we have to consult and really go in and immerse ourselves to ensure that our solution is the best fit for our business, that it's something that they can afford. It's something that's practical that they're actually going to use, and it's something that's actually going to help and make a difference.
Do you come in person to do this consulting?
Yes, ma'am. So I try to do it in about 4 meetings. In the first phase, come in and just do data collection and analysis. And I take all the data that I collect on you, and after surveying and getting all the questions, and then I come back and I present to you my findings of what I think the problems are and a couple different avenues that we could take to start addressing those vulnerabilities. Then what I want to do is on the 3rd meeting, come back and start helping integrate those solutions, integrate those best practices into business operations. And lastly, part of what I'm trying to develop and what I would really like some expertise on is developing a subscription model to come back and help these small businesses, because the nature of IT and cybersecurity changes so quickly. The solutions that work today most likely won't work 6 to 9 months from now. And that's why I feel that a subscription model will be incredibly helpful to allow me to come back and keep updating the security posture.
You said that part of the investment would go toward hardware and software for you and your partner. What would that entail? What type of hardware and software do you need?
So right now, I've just been kind of doing it with our personal laptops that we use for school. Nothing real serious. There's not a lot of RAM to it. We'd like to purchase some towers that will have a lot of processing power and allow us to run some more complicated scans. We would also like to purchase some more computer tools rather than open source software. We currently use Kali Linux right now. It's free and you can't get as much of it because it's open source. We also want to buy some management softwares like Trello, for example. Get the Trello Pro that kind of will help us move a little bit more efficiently and maintain our documents more efficiently too. So more hardware so we can do more complicated scans, have some laptops too that we can bring in, show them some nice displays, and then the software just kind of to glue everything together.
So is proprietary hardware or software in your future?
Yes, that's kind of what cybersecurity businesses too, when they get bigger, they start to develop and research custom solutions. Right now that's out of scope for what I could do. That's going to be later on down the road when I would like to start getting into R&D and start developing my own solutions. So,
do you have any customers now?
Yes, so I've been in business now since November of last year. I've gone through 3 businesses right now. I have 1 client that I'm finalizing a contract with right now, and hope to keep on growing from there.
Well, Tyler, I know you offer security, but it's any security measures for the IT person.
Ma'am, I'm sorry.
You get what I'm saying? We have an IT person, but we don't have any security for them. Mm-hmm. They offer the different software, but we're kind of concerned about them, maybe hacking our system also. So.
Absolutely. So that insider threat, that's the worst kind of threat that you can prepare for. And that's why kind of part of what we want to do is we want to ensure that segregation is ensured of the systems to ensure that if a vulnerability or a threat happens, it can't go system-wide and take down everything. So that's one of the principles that we'd like to integrate with our clients.
Great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
awesome.
your
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
We'll be right back with more contestants on Alabama Upstarts.
Warehouse prices to everybody, every day. Jeffers.
Wouldn't it be nice if your bank really wanted to help you out? Your world is increasingly complex, but your banking shouldn't be that way. Our banking promise to you is to be the most helpful bank in town. We're here to help you make money. We're here to help you save money. And we're here to make banking easy and convenient.
Mid-South Bank, where helping you always comes first.
Mid-South Bank, the most helpful bank in town.
Socially In is a social media marketing agency, but we needed help increasing our Google rankings. Since we hired Webology, our leads have been up and our rankings have been up.
Websites are our specialty. Find us at webology.io.
Let's visit with a previous contestant.
Hi, I'm Vic Agarwal with Edify Online. Last year we had the opportunity to pitch on Alabama Upstarts. I'd suggest any startup in the state should take advantage of this opportunity to pitch in front of a diverse, qualified set of investors. Any opportunity you have to try to sell your business is a great opportunity for a startup. Thank you.
Here's our next contestant on Alabama Upstarts.
Good afternoon. My name is Leah Taylor. My background is in housing and community development, and I am the founder of Taylor's Victory Garden Center. Today, national sweeping the news. Grow your own vegetables, eat healthy foods. But in food desert communities where there is lack of access to fresh fruits and vegetables, lack of transportation, lack of grocery stores, and the nearest big box garden center is about 5 to 10 miles away, this can be a daunting task. Judges, I live in a food desert community, and I challenged myself one weekend, I am going to go buy me some fresh tomatoes. I got in my car and drove 1.5 miles to the grocery store, and when I went in, I found produce that looked like it had been there for weeks. We've all had that experience, and the prices just were overwhelming. I said, no way. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grow my own. But there are no community garden centers. There are no garden centers within my community. So I got back in my car and I ended up at a dollar store where I was only able to buy a packet of tomato seeds. Well, at Taylor's Victory Garden Center, we are a discount garden supply store in West Tuscaloosa. Using recycled construction materials, we build raised and vertical garden beds for our resident gardeners, and then we sell home gardening plants and supplies at discounted prices. Now, according to research data, there is a $3.9 million demand for plants and gardening centers in West Tuscaloosa. But statistics show that there's only a 15% retail gap in meeting this need. Well, at Taylor's Victory Gardening Center, we intend to fill this gap by providing plants and supplies, but most importantly, providing a hands-on learning space and outdoor exhibits to teach residents of all ages how to plant and grow your gardens so they can live, grow, and thrive. However, the most overwhelming challenge that we have had is converting our existing space. We have poured sweat equity on top of sweat equity into making our space more beautiful, making it into a garden center. But with real capital of $50,000, we know we can make real changes. Our projected revenue in the first 12 months of operation is $100,000. And then based on research that we received from our customer discovery, we found that the demand for our product offerings go far beyond food desert communities and also is wanted in more affluent communities as well. Well, let me tell you, at Taylor's Victory Garden Center, we are on our way to really moving people forward to growing vegetables at your kitchen door and making Tuscaloosa greener for all. Boy, I sure hope you join us at victorygardencenter.com as we make this change and change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Leah. This is a great concept. You were talking about making changes to your existing space. Well, anytime you're doing a capital project, $50,000 doesn't sound like it goes very far. So how would you utilize that money to get the space the way you needed it?
Okay, as I provided you in my handouts, the $50,000 will be used for store renovations. We have already started based on winnings in previous pitch competitions. We are already on that particular path. In addition, it will be used for operating capital as well as inventory.
And you said earlier that you had a projected capital of 100,000. What is your revenue now?
Okay, we haven't started the business. We are still in the pre-revenue phase, but we have tested our product. Like I said, we are operating on a bootstrap concept where we have a family business that's covering our overhead, and then on the back side of our shop, that's when we're coming out with these more elevated products to appease a more affluent community, and we have had much success with that.
You mentioned that you're going to have discount supplies. How are you able to start up a business and immediately hit a discount market, one, and then two, are there opportunities for some public-private partnerships there because of the community that you're serving and the area that you are with Opportunity Zones?
Yes, the answer to your first question, we are partnering with construction companies, and they're providing us with their recycled construction materials off the site. So we're actually able to build the gardens using those at no cost. The answer to your second question, we are partnering with the nonprofits within our community to go after grants. However, now we are operating as a for-profit, but using the nonprofit as a conduit to provide them with the services.
Do you actually sell the products that we're looking at right now? Is that
Oh, absolutely. This is our edible garden boxes, and we just came out with this. Over the past 9 months, we've been talking to our customers in our community, and people are a little bit hesitant. They find that gardening is a little bit overwhelming. So they want us to find out, okay, is there an easy way for me to ease into it? So I say yes. What you can first start out with, having these edible garden products on your balconies, patios, and porches, and then go from there until you're able to reach having a full-blown garden in your backyard.
So Lee, I know you're starting this in West Tuscaloosa, which is home, and I applaud you for that, for reinvesting in your own neighborhood. But is this something you would like to scale beyond that neighborhood and beyond Tuscaloosa?
I definitely see this as a scalable project. I see myself and Victory Garden Center going into the Black Belt communities and the food desert communities within the Black Belt region and implementing and replicating this concept there.
So if people wanted to find more information about this concept, where would they find you?
At victorygardencenter.com.
Really great. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I really
thank you.
appreciate this.
Thank you.
Fantastic
Applaud you for what
idea.
you're doing.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back with more contestants on Alabama Upstarts.
Wouldn't it be nice if your bank really wanted to help you out? Your world is increasingly complex, but your banking shouldn't be that way. Our banking promise to you is to be the most helpful bank in town. We're here to help you make money. We're here to help you save money. And we're here to make banking easy and convenient.
Mid-South Bank, where helping you always comes first.
Mid-South Bank, the most helpful bank in town.
Warehouse prices to everybody, every day. Jeffers.
There are times in life when what you do is more important than who you are. When how you respond to others is more important than what you have. When giving all of yourself is the best gift of all. What did you do today? A life-changing experience. Faith Ministry, changing lives one at a time.
Ready for the next contestant on Alabama Upstarts?
So, picture this. You get in the car, you're with your friends and family, and you say, where do you want to go? Of course, everyone always says, I don't care. The first place you recommend, you've got a problem, you don't like it. You don't know what the menu is. You think it's going to take too long. Well, I have your answer. It's called Gravitate. Hi, my name is Jake Ruttenberg, and along with my partners Riley Roach and Molly Cheatham, we are bringing a first-of-its-kind multimedia marketing platform to the world. Our platform is designed to connect businesses to their customers and customers to information. We're looking to take over the market that is currently occupied by Yelp, OpenTable, and even Facebook. Their problems, they're always out of date. We put user inputs together with the inputs from the businesses and GPS location to always give you the most up-to-date and current information possible. Our app is designed around 4 main features. The first being general information, things such as pictures of the food, menus, hours of operations. The next is going to be our live look map. This allows you to see roughly how many people are there, so you can make a decision whether you want to go to somewhere busy or you want to go to somewhere more calm and quiet. The next is our revolutionary e-wallet. We've designed this e-wallet to have a virtual ID as well as credit cards to leave your wallet at home and keep things a breeze. It makes paying quicker, and when you're done with your meal, instead of waiting for a check, you just get up and walk away. Lastly is our marketing. Our marketing is designed around a 30-minute period so that restaurants and bars can market when they're slow, and when they start to get on a wait, they can just turn it off and not have to worry about it. Now you might be asking, why us? We are 3 young entrepreneurs that are looking to combine our knowledge from the classroom, our previous experience in the restaurant industry, as well as cutting-edge technology designed to all come together to help you change the way you make everyday decisions. We are looking for $150,000 for a 10% stake in our company as we look to launch this summer in June or July of 2020.
Okay, Jake, what are the threats that you see with the other apps that you named earlier?
So currently our biggest threats with them is just their power. They have more money and more resources, and they're already on your phone. What we offer a little different is we combine all of the things that they're offering little pieces of to really give you something that actually does something, that you can currently see what's going on at the moment, not just what someone put in there 2 years ago.
So how do you overcome that kind of economy of scale with those large, already kind of established? How do you make that splash?
Yeah, so our target is to go into small up-and-coming cities with students that are graduating from colleges that don't know the area. So we're going to start by launching in Tuscaloosa as well as Birmingham, and then expanding to big cities like Nashville, Austin, Texas, and Charlotte, where those demographics will help us succeed.
So have you already beta tested this, or do you have a product ready to go?
We're in the middle of building it. We're going to be beta testing at the end of March, beginning of April of this year in Tuscaloosa.
And what would the $150,000 investment for the 10% equity of the company, what would you use that money for?
Yeah, so part of it would be for finishing off the app. We currently have some investors. We need a little more to finish building our app. The rest would be put towards marketing and scaling the app into bigger markets. So we'd be putting some towards Tuscaloosa, some towards Birmingham, and some towards Nashville, which we plan on launching in January of 2021.
And would this require any type of partnering agreements with restaurants, bars, or is it just a service that you would offer? How does that work? Do they subscribe to you, or do they pay you a service fee? How does that work?
So we offer several different plans. We go into restaurants and bars. It's completely free for them. We put in our own monitoring systems that allow GPS tracking as well as geofencing options. And then we tie directly into their POS, so they can choose an option where they pay per hour or per 30-minute time slot that they're going to be using. They can do a subscription plan to have the app market for them. And then we also have where the customer will be paying a small fee to use the app as a convenience whenever their credit card is charged.
You talked about it's free for the bars and restaurants, and so
yes.
the revenue is going to come from the user, the customer. They purchase the app, and then is there an ongoing fee per use?
So the app's completely free.
Okay.
The restaurants and bars are going to pay to market on there. They're not going to pay to be on it, but they'll pay to market on it, as well as we'll make revenues off of a percent of credit card transaction fees.
What level of partnership do you require out of the restaurants and bars? Is this something where if you wanted to do it and you couldn't necessarily talk them into partnering with you and have access to their POS system, is this something that you could just kind of brute force your way into, have somebody at the door monitoring it and report back? How does that work?
Yeah, so basically, if they don't want to be a part of it, they don't have to. They're going to be missing out on potential sales. And so our whole goal is to make things as efficient as possible. And so their losses will amount over time to enough to make them want to and have to have our app, because we plan on everybody using it.
Has there been any consideration given about taking maybe one or all of the four that the components that this app offers and trying to sell it to an existing platform, or do you really think it needs to be its own space?
Yeah, so we designed it based on existing platforms. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, we're trying to build a wheel. So we're taking little bits from each person or each platform that already has it and putting it all together to give you one cohesive app that does something.
Great.
Great.
Great
Jake,
job.
I think
you so
you
much.
gravitated toward an excellent idea.
Students at your age, I applaud you for that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching Alabama Upstarts. If you're an entrepreneur or an inventor, we would love to have you on Alabama Upstarts. Go to alabama-upstarts.com and sign up.
Okay, we've had Black Bar, we've had Victory Garden, and we've had Gravitate. I think they were all awesome pitches. So what do you guys think?
I agree. I saw 3 products that I would use today. The Gravitate app, awesome. I'd use it going out on the weekends. I was especially excited about the gardening plan as well, but I'm the most excited to learn that a lot of this was incubated here in Tuscaloosa at the Edge.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm so proud to see folks that are either from Tuscaloosa or students at the university that have had these great ideas, and then they've got the resources here in this community to help them be successful.